Hi, I'm Gina with Active Cities Magazine, and I'm standing out in front of Outdoor Divas, a favorite shopping spot for active women. What makes Outdoor Divas so special is its owner, Kim Walker. Kim's philosophy behind women in sports is that number one, it has to be fun, and in order to be fun, you must have the right equipment. Being somebody who doesn't own their own ski equipment and who has always had trouble with ski boots, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to learn a little bit more about what Outdoor Divas offers as far as the boot fit process and how getting the correct fitting boot can make my skiing experience a little more fun. So I'm here with Kim, and Kim, I had mentioned earlier that I've always had issues with ski boots not fitting properly, and what that translates into is a terrible day on the slopes. So I'm very interested in learning about how you fit women for ski boots at Outdoor Divas.
Well, obviously women are a specialty here at Outdoor Divas, and so we do a lot of boot fitting, alpine, Italian, snowboard, and we do things a slightly different way. We incorporate some of the physiological differences between men and women, and we can actually show you how that feels as you're trying on the boot. The most important part of your equipment is the boot, for sure, so we always need to make sure we get the perfect fit. So with that, we'll get started. And the first thing is to make sure you have a good pair of socks. I'm going to give you these and have you slide those on. And you can see it's a wool sock, it has no cotton in it. Feet perspire a ton during the day, so we always make sure that we try to keep them as dry as possible. So I'm going to have you stay seated. I'm going to have you go ahead and stand up. So we'll measure your foot, both its length and its width. Okay, go ahead and have a seat for me. We're going to do the same thing in the other foot. All right, go ahead and stand up. Okay, have a seat. All right, so got some boots here. We're going to try this one. This is a boot from Head. The first thing I'm going to do is take the liner out of the boot, and I'm going to have you step in. This is called shell sizing. So I'm going to have you slide on in there and go ahead and stand up, and I want your toes all the way to the front of the boot. Okay, and then I want you to flex in, kind of like you're skiing. I'm just going to reach back here and feel how much space there is. Okay, that's going to be a good shell size. So the next thing I'm going to do is I talked a little bit about physiological differences between men and women. As women, we carry our weight lower and farther back, so our center of gravity is different than men. And the key to skiing, to actually turning your ski, is initiating the turn from the front. And as women, a lot of times when we go to make that turn, somebody says, get forward, and we lean back and all our weight goes back. So I'm putting a heel lift in here to help adjust for that. So the next thing I'm going to do is put a footbed in here. And what a footbed does, similar to a running shoe or a hiking boot, it's giving you support. We'll also do a little test to help show you how that works. But it's really critical that you have a proper boot fit, that everything's lining up, because all the energy going to your ski is coming from you, obviously, and it's coming through the boot. So we need to make sure we have the proper fit. And both the heel lift and the footbed are going to help us with that. Okay, so when you get in, your toes are going to want to come all the way to the front of the boot, and then when I buckle you back, they're going to slide back. So you want your toes all the way to the front. Okay. And then I'm going to buckle you in. I'm going to start with the top two buckles. These are the critical buckles on a ski boot. And we'll do the bottom. These don't have to be quite as tight. And then this is the power strap here. Give that a little crank. And then I'm going to have you go ahead and flex into that boot. Okay, and then stand up. And do your toes come back off the front when you flex in?
Yes.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is put you in the other boot without a heel lift and a footbed. Okay? And you're going to be able to feel the difference that especially that heel lift is making. The fit will be totally different between these two boots. Okay, go ahead and step in there. Again, toes all the way to the front. And we'll start with the top buckles. This Head boot is one of the only boots on the market that's actually a shell designed from the ground up for women. A lot of the other boots out there have a shell that's been customized for women, but not built all the way from the ground up. Now what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you line your feet up kind of right here by my fingers. Okay. Whoops. There we go. And I'm going to have you flex in kind of like you're skiing. Okay, now I want you to look down at your toes and tell me, can you see more of one toe than the other?
Yes.
Which toe? Can you
The
see
right.
more of? You can see more of this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So what this is telling us is this is the proper flex, okay? You want to be all the way over the front of your boot, and you're flexing better in this boot because I put a heel lift in there that's getting you up and moving you forward. So you don't really want to see as much of your toe as you can when you're in this foot.
Okay.
Okay? So this is going to be our next test. I'm going to have you put your hands on top of mine, and I'm going to have you lift up your right foot, and I'm going to have you flex up and down on the other foot.
Oh.
Just like you're skiing
like
up and
this.
down like that, yep.
Okay.
Okay, and then I want you to switch.
This one isn't as easy.
See how your balance is
Yeah.
different? Go ahead and do it on the first foot again. Can you tell that difference?
Definitely.
And so that's, we've adjusted your center of gravity with that heel lift. So that's really helping you get up and forward and making you more accurate with your flex.
Well,
So-
I feel like I have more balance.
Yep,
on
much
this
more balance.
leg.
Yeah, and that's really, now it's a combination of heel lift and footbed, but a lot of it has to do with raising you up a little bit in the back, so your center of gravity is forward. Now what I want you to do is hang on to this bar there, and I want you to go ahead and pick up your right foot, and I want you to, with your left foot, go back and forth like you're going edge to edge, so big toe, baby toe. Okay, and now I want you to switch. See how much harder it is on that foot?
Right foot feels completely uncoordinated, whereas the left foot feels balanced and steady.
Yep, and it's a much better transfer of energy. So that's what's happening. And if you think about sort of the mechanics of skiing, what you're doing is you're trying to get over on edge. So with that heel lift and that footbed in there, you're able to get over an edge much more quickly and much more efficiently. Where when you are trying to do it without the heel lift and the footbed in there, you're having to use your whole lower body to kind of swing back and forth. So those are some of the things that are really going to impact your skiing and make the energy transfer a lot quicker, a lot easier, and make you have a much better time. And your feet will be happier. I would say that all women need a footbed. 100% of women need a footbed. And I would say that 80% of women need a heel lift. So it's, you know, people can come in and buy a boot off the shelf, but most times, 9 times out of 10, they're going to pick the wrong size, they're going to pick the wrong boot, and then as you are sometimes on the hill, they're going to be miserable, and they're not going to ski properly. So we are really concerned with getting them in the right boot because we know with 100% certainty that they'll have a better time up there.
Well, thanks so much, Kim, for teaching me the importance of having a properly fitted ski boot. I'm definitely looking forward to trying this new system to see if it, makes my skiing experience a little bit more fun, which I'm sure it will. And remember, you're never too young or too old to start an active lifestyle. Getting fit can change your life, so let's go skiing.